Good evening. Welcome to CSB Academy Current Affairs Bulletin. Today is World Suicide Prevention Day. World Suicide Prevention Day. As you have seen, a lot of suicides in the recent past, particularly the recent Sushant Singh Rajput's suicide, and last year Cave Coffee Day owner Siddhartha suicide, and there are so many suicides in the recent past. Awareness about World Suicide Prevention Day is very important. Today's objective is to create awareness about the mental health and prevent suicides. World Suicide Prevention Day is observed since 2003 by International Association for Suicide Prevention along with World Health Organization. International Association for Suicide Prevention is an NGO which is very active in the field of suicide prevention. The International Association for Suicide Prevention was established in 1960. The theme of World Suicide Prevention Day 2020 is working together to prevent suicides. Working together to prevent suicides. In India, the state of Maharashtra is reported to have had highest number of suicides, which includes more number of farmer suicides. Even Kerala have highest good number of suicides, and there's an urgent need to prevent suicides in India and across the world. So today is World Suicide Prevention Day, important for exam. Particularly, it will come in social issues because the trending subject is Sushant Singh Rajput's suicide and the repercussions of it. So in social issues, you may get a question: suicides and the data relating to suicides, all those things. National Crime Records Bureau also gives the data of relating to the suicides. Next important news is the central government launched ARISE mission, ARISE, ARISE mission to promote innovations by startups, to reduce India's dependence on imports, and to bring research and innovations in the new era. Atmanirbhar Bharat, ARISE ANIC, ARISE, ARISE, ANIC was launched. What is ARISE? Applied Research and Innovation in Small Enterprises. What is ARISE? Applied Research and Innovation in Small Enterprises. And they also use the word ANIC, ANIC, Atal New Innovation Challenge. This particular ARISE ANIC was started with the collaboration with Niti Aayog, ISRO, and several ministries. Ministries like Defense, Health and Family Welfare, Housing and Urban Affairs, Food Processing Industries, even ISRO, they all are participating in this ARISE ANIC research program, research mission. It also had there is a Atal Innovation Mission under Niti Aayog. So this ARISE ANIC also comes a part of it. So what is Atmanirbhar Bharat ARISE? ARISE means Applied Research and Innovation in Small Enterprises, Atal New Innovation Challenge in collaboration with Niti Aayog, ISRO, and various ministries. Next important news today is e-Gopala mobile app. Today, Prime Minister Modi launched Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana and also e-Gopala app. Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana is for sustainable development of fishery industries in India, addressing the critical gaps in fisheries sector and employment creation in fisheries sector, boost fishery development in India and also fishery exports, infuse latest technology in the fisheries. So Pradhan Mantri today launched Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana. This was announced in the budget itself. It's very important. It's a flagship program, flagship scheme for the sustainable and focused development of fishery sector in the country. For the sustainable and focused development of fishery sector in the country. Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana will see an estimated investment of 20,050 crore 20,050 crore from 2021 to 2024-25. For the next 5 years, we are going to have more than 20,000 crore investments in the fisheries sector. This is very important. Along with that, Pradhan Mantri also launched e-Gopala app. E-Gopala will provide a platform and a digital space for the people who are cow or other herders. They can get a better marketplace, better inputs about their business and everything. E-Gopala mobile app and also Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana, both are very important. Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos tops Forbes richest list for the third year in a row. So, for the third year, Amazon chief Jeff Bezos have become the richest person in the world, and you all know that Jeff Bezos is making a lot of money through e-commerce. E-commerce is very booming up today. So Jeff Bezos, the richest in the world, and the Supreme Court today have informed that there were around 4,442 cases pending against legislators across India. 4442 cases pending, criminal cases and cases against MPs, MLAs across India. Actually, criminals in politics, criminals entering into politics have become a hot topic in the recent past. It was a news that around 43% of our Lok Sabha MPs have criminal cases on them. So now the Supreme Court is telling 4,442 cases are pending against MLAs, MPs in the country. Next important news: India Japan sign Mutual Military Logistic Pact. India Japan signed Mutual Military Logistics Pact. India has signed a Mutual Logistics Support Agreement MLSA with Japan. MLSA with Japan, particularly to counter China in the Indo-Pacific region. To counter China in the Indo-Pacific region. This particular mutual logistic support arrangement between India and Japan will help India for closer cooperation and also use each other's military facilities in times of need and crisis. So this is very very important. Already you all know that India have signed similar agreements with America, France, South Korea, Singapore, and Australia. India have signed similar agreements, and India also signed LEMOA with America. What is LEMOA? Logistic Exchange Memorandum of Agreement with America already, long back, 3 years back. So just remember, India signed a mutual logistic support arrangement with Japan, and India have similar agreements already with US, France, South Korea, Singapore, and Australia. This is important. Next is yesterday, that is September 9th, is International Day to Protect Education from Attack. Yesterday is the International Day to Protect Education from Attack. The day aims to highlight the importance of safeguarding schools and protecting the safety of students and educators. Protect education, save a generation. The theme of the day is Protect education, save a generation. International Day to Protect Education from Attack was established unanimously by UN General Assembly. UN General Assembly with the support of UNESCO and UNICEF. So this is very important. This day is being celebrated in around 62 countries in the world. 62 countries in the world. This is important. Next important news is public sector banks doorstep banking services launched by Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman inaugurated doorstep banking services by public sector banks. We have a concept called last mile connectivity. Last mile connectivity. And here she wanted to bring ease in bank reforms index. Ease bank reforms index. So we are going to bring banking reforms in more and more. So we have a concept called ease. Ease bank reforms index. Ease means enhanced access and service excellence. Ease means enhanced access and service excellence. Ease banking reforms index, very important. So we wanted to improve in ease. What is ease? And enhanced access and service excellence is called ease. Next important news: India, France, Australia. They are holding first trilateral dialogue with focus on Indo-Pacific. For the first time, India, France, and Australia, they are conducting trilateral dialogue with focus on Indo-Pacific region. Now, day by day, Indo-Pacific is becoming significant, and India, France, and Australia, they held virtual summit to discuss about various issues, economic, strategic, and other issues about Indo-Pacific region. Indo-Pacific region. So it is obvious that India and Australia are interested in Indo-Pacific. Now you can observe France is also joining the initiative. France is also joining the initiative. This is important news. Next important news is, you all know that Kalpana Chawla died almost many years back in 2003 in a space shuttle collapse called Columbia in 2003. Indian astronaut, when she was working for NASA, she died in Columbia Space Shuttle. Now, an American global and aerospace company announced that its next capsule will be named as Kalpana Chawla. US spacecraft to be named after Indian American astronaut Kalpana Chawla. You all know that Kalpana Chawla is a very great astronaut. She died. And we also have very good astronaut in America now, Sunita Williams. Sunita Williams, Indian American astronauts. Now, a spacecraft is being named after Kalpana Chawla. It's a good news. It's a good news. She is from Haryana, Karnal, Haryana. Just remember. Next important news is South India's first and country's second Kisan Rail between Anantapur and New Delhi flagged off. Uh, Remember, South India's first. In South India, it's the first. And India's second Kisan Rail was flagged off. What is Kisan Rail? The Union Budget 2020-2021 proposed setting up of Kisan Rail to build national coal supply chain for perishable goods, meat, milk, fishes, etc. A special train for perishable goods, meat, milk, fish, etc. The train name is Kisan Rail. The train name is Kisan Rail. Already one such rail was in North India. Delwali in Maharashtra to Danapur in Bihar. Delwali in Maharashtra to Danapur in Bihar. Now we have this Kisan Rail from Anantapur to New Delhi. As you all know, Anantapur is a backward area. We need to connect it. So this Kisan Rail is very, very important. Next important news, Supreme Court. Supreme Court stays implementation of 2018. Maharashtra granting reservation to Marathas in education and jobs. The Supreme Court stayed the implementation of 2018 Maharashtra's law granting reservation to Marathas in education and employment. So this is let us wait and see how these things will unfold. But presently, Supreme Court issued a stay. Presently, Supreme Court issued a stay. And yesterday, that is September 9th, is also celebrated as Himalayan Day. Yesterday, September 9th, is a Himalayan Day. Himalayas plays an important role to save and sustain nature and protect country from adverse weather conditions. Traditionally, they are also natural guards of India. And now Himalayas are also very rich for hydroelectricity. They are also rich for water resources, and they are also source of perennial rivers, and they are also source for our biodiversity. And on the occasion of Himalayan Day, September 9th, the Vice President of India called for making nature's conservation as a people's movement. So the Vice President Venkaiah Naidu called nature's conservation as a people's movement. This is important. This is important. Okay. And next important news. Next important news. World's wildlife population down by 68% since 1970. According to WWF Living Planet Report. Remember, Living Planet Report is given by WWF. According to WWF's Living Planet Report 2020, world's wildlife population have come down by 68% since 1970. That means in the last 50 years, the world's wildlife population have come down drastically. Completely it have come down. And one more interesting news. 2 years back, Donald Trump always said 2-3 times, why I am not given Nobel Peace Prize? Why I am not selected for Nobel Peace Prize? This year, few weeks before American presidential elections, you all know that on November 3rd, American presidential elections are going to be conducted. US President Donald Trump was nominated for Nobel Peace Prize. He was nominated. It is not a selection, he was nominated. His nomination was supported by a Norwegian lawmaker. And why he was nominated? Why? He was nominated because he brokered a peace deal between Israel and UAE. Israel and UAE. So, because of Donald Trump involvement in the month of August, UAE and Israel agreement to establish full diplomatic ties, and Israel temporarily stopping to annex Palestinian territories. So Donald Trump got a chance to get nominated to the Nobel Peace Prize. And by that time, I think it is announced his presidential elections will be completed. Okay, this is the important news which we need to remember. Next important news. Next important news. This is also a very important program. Padna Likhna Abhiyan. Padna Likhna Abhiyan. In India, we have a goal of total literacy by 2030. Everyone, including adults, old people, all communities should know functional literacy. What is functional literacy? Should able to read, should able to sign, should able to understand signboards, all these things. The government of India is targeting that by 2030, every Indian should be literate. By 2030, every Indian should be literate. The government new literacy scheme, Padna Likhna Abhiyan, will help to achieve the goal of government to aim at 100% literacy by 2030. The principal target of this program is to impact functional literacy and numeracy to 57 lakh non-literate and non-numerate adults. Non-literate and non-numerate adults. What is non-literate and non-numerate? Those who cannot read anything, those who cannot even count the numbers. Okay. The target groups include women, scheduled tribes, scheduled castes, minorities, disabled and other disadvantaged people. Disabled and other disadvantaged people. So there is a tagline also: Sakshar Bharat, Atmanirbhar Bharat. Sakshar Bharat, Atmanirbhar Bharat. That is literate India, self-reliant India. As for recent NSO report, National Statistical Office report, India's overall literacy is 77.7%. India's overall literacy is 77.7%, which we need to understand. And male literacy is 84.7%. Female literacy is 70.3%. Male literacy. So, male literacy is very good, 84.7%. Female literacy, 70.3%. There's a wide gap between male literacy and female literacy in India. So, we want to bridge the gap. Through this Padna Likhna Abhiyan, Mahatma Gandhi observed, illiteracy is a sin and a shame. Illiteracy is a sin and a shame, and it must be eradicated. Illiteracy is a sin and a shame, and it must be completely eradicated. This is also very important. Next important news. Delhi Meerut. Asian Development Bank and India signed $500 million loan for RRTS corridor. So Asian Development Bank is helping India to develop Delhi Meerut corridor. So what is this RRTS? Regional Rapid Transit System. RRTS means Regional Rapid Transit System. So Asian Development Bank is helping India and by giving a loan to develop Delhi Meerut RRTS, Regional Rapid Transit System. Just remember. Next is Jammu Kashmir. Glaciers are melting at a significant rate. The glaciers in the Jammu Kashmir, they are melting at a significant rate. And recently, Union Cabinet approved amendment of 3 labor codes. You all know that we have around 44 labor laws, and last year we tried to consolidate all our 44 labor laws into 4 labor codes. All our 44 labor laws into 4 labor codes: code on wages, code on industrial relations, code on occupational safety and health, code on social security. So now the cabinet approved the amendment of code on social security, code on industrial relations, code on occupational safety and health. So they wanted to include gig workers, their pension and medical benefits. Gig workers, pensions and medical benefits. Who is a gig worker? Gig worker is a worker who does not have a formal employment contract with the employer. For example, a Zomato service boy, a Swiggy food delivery boy, they are gig workers. They don't have formal employment contract with their employers. So, Union Cabinet approves amendments to labor codes on social security, industrial relations, occupational safety and hazard to include pension and medical benefits to gig workers. This is also important. Sri Lanka is going to ban cow slaughter. Cow slaughter, but beef imports will be allowed. Beef imports will be allowed. Yesterday, Prime Minister Modi ji have spoken with street vendors who got benefit from PM Swanidhi scheme. So Swanidhi means street vendors Atmanirbhar Nidhi. He also asked the street vendors to ban single use plastic. Don't use single use plastic. And he also asked the street vendors to sell more and to gain more profits, and also to do their business online and other things. So he has given encouragement to them. And next important news, United Nations releases levels and trends in child mortality report. United Nations releases levels and trends in child mortality report. What is child mortality? Child mortality means child death. The report says that child mortality rate in India got declined between 1990 and 2019. The child mortality rate in India got declined between 1990 and 2019. So this is a interesting news and good news. So we are achieving better sustainable development goals also. And according to NSO report, recent NSO report, 40% of children in India are not fully vaccinated. So vaccination is very important for children. For that end, we also started Mission Indradhanush. But unfortunately, 40% of children in India have not properly vaccinated, fully vaccinated. And next important current affairs is 22 bamboo clusters were adopted in 9 states. The Union Agriculture Minister launched 22 bamboo clusters in 9 states: Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Nagaland, Assam, Uttarakhand, Orissa, Tripura, and Karnataka. So, it is under Restructured National Bamboo Mission. Restructured National Bamboo Mission. These are the important current affairs till now. Of last 48 hours, these are the important current affairs I have found. And the notes for all these current affairs you can find in Balatha CSBIS Academy Telegram channel. Thank you.